A ton of Football Manager has been played since we last saw each other, and there have been a number of wild things happening, but nothing more than this goal right here. Caio Henrique scoring to put us up 2-1 to beat Juventude, which was what happened in the last match, but there are a ton before that. We bounced back nicely and kept a clean sheet against America Mineiro following our 2-2 draw against Vitória in the last episode. Manoel Rodrigues subbed on in the 65th minute. He scored 12 minutes later, and that would be all we would need. And Andre would make it 2 clean sheets in a row with a tidy 2-0 victory at home over Sampaio Correa. And it was the set pieces once again. A corner from JP finding the head of Canella 18 minutes in would be enough, but we would ice it with a beautiful shot from the penalty spot by Igor. We went down to 10 men less than 3 minutes into this match, and Itabaiana was able to take advantage just the one time. Still think we got FM'd in this one. 63% possession, 15 shots on goal. We just couldn't hit the target, and we lost to a team sitting at the bottom of the table. And that loss would allow Vitória back into the title race. We'll get into that in just a couple of minutes. 1-1 draw at home against Avaí. They were able to snatch a point from the jaws of defeat with a 90th minute penalty awarded that J. Marcos put past Andre to even things up. We would then follow that up with another draw against Atlético Mineiro before finding our winning ways again on the road at Coritiba with a 3-1 victory. Which brings us back to the 2-1 victory on the road at Juventude that we talked about at the beginning of the episode. So with 6 matches remaining in the season, we do still find ourselves at the top of the table, but Vitória has been able to narrow our lead to just 3 points. But the important thing is we are 15 points ahead of Atlético Mineiro with 6 matches left. That means 18 points. So we could very well in this next match secure promotion to Serie A. And to do that, we're going to have to beat a Ferroviário team that we have struggled against. 3 matches, 2 of them draws, 1 a 1-goal loss. We played them close, and it's going to be a little bit more difficult because both Canella and Victor Ace have picked up an accumulation of yellow cards. They are suspended for this match. Zé Carlos also injured. He is unavailable. So we've got some fresh faces in the lineup because Beto, well, we decided to loan him out in the transfer window. He was our only outgoing besides other development loans. We just felt it was best that he got consistent minutes in Série C versus inconsistent minutes with us. Hopefully he develops in the next couple of months and we give him another go next year. It's not that he did anything wrong. It's just we wanted to get him the playing time he was not getting with us. Andre's going to be in goal. It's going to be Ivan Zinho, Canella, Igor, and Marcos Henrique. JP is recovering from an injury as well. Then we have a brand new face in Anderson Guerrero, who is going to be our defensive midfielder. He is 18 years old and he is making his club debut. Paulo Alexandre is going to be in there for Victor Ace. Edson Jose, who had an injury throughout most of that 8-match run, did come back. He came back with a vengeance against Santa Cruz, picking up a pair of goals there. He is going to start as part of our midfield 3, of course. Caio Henrique is on the right wing. It's going to be Manoel Rodrigues on the left, and Gabriel Rosera has gotten hot again. He is our striker because Marcos Antonio has not scored in a little while. The good news for us is we have been absolutely amazing this season, and even if we do not win the championship, because I'm not expecting it, we were 11th, if you remember, on the season preview. So a combination of a win for us and a loss for Atlético Mineiro, I believe, if I have done my calculations correctly, will result in us being confirmed as promoted to Serie A. Now, if we don't win, or if that other thing doesn't happen, because that will leave 15 points available with 5 matches, so even though it's almost impossible for us to lose out and everybody behind us to win out, we still will not be mathematically assured of gaining promotion. We are going to be here and play as many matches as we need to for that to happen. And we have our youth intake coming up in just about 7 days in game. So that is coming your way. And man alive, we have given away so many penalties recently. It's absolutely ridiculous. And it looks like it was Anderson Guerrero on his debut, and Andre is going to have to stand tall here 10 minutes into this match to keep our hopes of promotion in this match alive. I am not certain that that is going to happen at this point, although he has made a couple of saves. Came so close on that one. Atletico Mineiro is not in action until later tonight, so even as soon as this match is over, we won't know our ultimate fate as far as promotion is concerned. Worst case scenario, it takes us a little while to get promoted. Maybe the next match, perhaps the match after. I hope not, because I like to try to keep these videos as lean and mean as possible. But, needs must if we absolutely have to keep going. 45 minutes in the books. The only score on the board and the only shot for Ferroviário was the penalty that Make converted 11 minutes in, and we still trail 1-0. I am still convinced, by the way, that Football Manager has a built-in mechanic. I know they say it's not scripted, but I feel that there is a built-in mechanic to make things seem as close as possible. The number of times that I have been managing a team in the catbird seat where we are pretty much all but mathematically guaranteed to win either promotion or the league, the game, all of a sudden we lose form, we're giving up bad goals, stupid penalties, and the teams below us just keep winning and winning and winning. And I think there's something built into the game. I'm not much of a conspiracy theorist, mind you, but I think there is something built into the game that pretty much guarantees that little bit of extra drama through the end of the season. Let's see if we can tie things up here, though. Edson Jose back to Caio Henrique, cutting through the middle, drops it off a little bit behind Ivanzinho, but he's got plenty of time, so he'll lay it back to Canella. Back to Ivanzinho ahead. Gabriel Rosera. Rodrigues through the defense. Edson Jose. And Edson Jose is there. I believe that's his 14th goal of the season, if I am not mistaken. Edson Jose has been an absolute delight this year. And once again, it is a beautiful pass, this time off of the foot of Manoel Rodrigues. Passed behind two center backs right in the path of Edson Jose for the 1-1 equalizer. I do find it a little ironic just how low in the ratings some of the players that were directly involved in that play are. Ivanzinho on a 6.3 now. Paulo Alexandre on a 6.3. Well, he didn't really touch it, but Caio Henrique. So we are going to need to make some changes, and they're going to come immediately after this free kick, which is going to go up and out. Make sure we are paused there, and we will continue. Anderson is on a yellow card, so we're going to move Igor up there, and we are going to bring in... Oh, you know what? That is not a good idea. So Igor's going to stay right there. We will bring in Eric, drop Paulo Alexandre back. Eric is a 17-year-old who came in last year's youth intake, if I'm not mistaken. Tremendous amount of fitness. The work rate is a little bit lacking, and he's only okay with passing, but he is quick, and he has been doing really well for the U18s. Caio Henrique will be replaced by Mateus Conceição, and no, Edson Jose is having a great match. We've already replaced everybody else because Ivanzinho is going to stay in there. You know what? We're going to put some minutes in the legs of Gabriel Abdias, who has been out with a long-term injury. He just came back, made a cameo appearance in the match against Juventude, and still working up to full fitness, and I am not yet decided if Abdias, once he is fully fit and match sharp, is going to come back and regain his starting position. I think Ivanzinho has been generally solid all year long, and we are going to... shout out some demand more in this one, and Gabriel Rosera is going to come off in place of Marcus Antonio for the last 5 minutes or so of this match. I'm assuming there's at least 2 minutes of added time. There are 4, and I think we are going to end this one in a 1-1 draw, and I don't think that there is a way that we can... Well, if Atletico Mineiro loses, that will put us up by 16 points. We have taken a 4-point lead over Vitória. They have not yet played. We're going to hit continue as many times as we need to till we get the results that we're looking for. And while we're waiting for that, I hope you don't mind I go off on a little bit of a tangent. Now, a lot of people have been complaining about the lack of immersion in FM26, and I don't necessarily disagree with them, but I did come across this news item, just happened to pop up. Trent Alexander-Arnold coming back to England from Real Madrid, $55 million to Newcastle, and he's not the only one, because Bruno Fernandes also linked with a switch to the Magpies, and even more interesting, for the last couple of years, he's been at Everton. Point is, you never know exactly what you're going to find in Football Manager. All right, so the rest of the matches have been played. It looks like Vitória drew as well, so we maintain a 3-point cushion at the top of the table with 5 matches left to go. Atlético Mineiro did win, but Juventude have dropped into 5th place. They are on 53 points, so it means 15 points separate us from 5th with only 15 to go. So still mathematically possible that we lose out and everybody else wins out, but that's not going to happen. We are going to find out most likely during the next game if we are promoted. However, because we are 16 points ahead of Santa Cruz in 6th place with only 5 matches left to go, we have guaranteed that Ituano is going to have their best ever finish in club history. It was 6th place in Serie B. Now we are guaranteed 5th or better. Now, I know the youth intake is the bread and butter of a youth academy save like this, and I don't want to gloss over it, but our intake wasn't great. Just 2 elite prospects, and we are on the verge of getting promoted to Serie A. I just feel that's a little bit more important to the story. So we are going to circle back to our youth intake. We will take a quick gander at our top 2 prospects. There is Sebastian. He is a defensive midfielder by trade, not very fast, cannot jump very much, which is kind of what we need for in the role. But, you know, he's only 15 years old, 5'11" already, so if he grows a little bit and he gains a little bit of the physicals, he could be a serviceable player moving forward. And then there's 16-year-old midfielder Guerrero. Now, we are going to need, in the next couple of years, a replacement for Victor Reis. I just know we are. Is it going to be Guerrero? Probably not, because he lacks the physical abilities, especially in pace, that Victor Reis brings us. He can't really cross, even though he can play right wing. No, I don't think so. But he does have a nice first touch, a ton of technique, is a good decision maker, works well in the team, and works hard. So maybe we can retrain him somewhere. I just don't know where yet. I will try to make time on Monday's episode to talk a little bit more about some of the other players who came through. If we find some juicy information, I'll dig through those over the weekend. But right now, we have São Jose. If we win, if we draw, and Juventude loses or draws, if we draw and they win, I think we are still in. We'll do the math later, but we can get promoted to Serie A right after this match. Our lineup is our normal lineup because Victor Reis is back. Carlau is back, although I'm going to flip-flop him and Canella. The assistant manager likes them the other way around, but I just feel more comfortable this way. Also, JP is back. So it's Andre, Ivanzinho, Canella, Carlau, JP, Igor, Edson Jose, and Victor Reis, Rodriguez, Caio Enrique, and Gabriel Rosera. Apparently, we are seeking revenge on São Jose. I guess we lost. It was probably one of the few that we dropped this season. We have been tremendous in the 2030 season. I'm hoping it continues. If it does, if we pick up a victory, it is guaranteed we are promoted. And we do stand a chance, depending on how Vitória does in their next match, of widening our lead to 6 points with only 4 matches remaining in the season. So it is going to come down to the wire. It's not going to be easy because Football Manager is never easy in that way. And flag is up, so that's never going to be a goal. But Davi Schwint getting way deep. No, it's Schwint. I think it is Schwint. I don't know. We'll have to get a better look at his name. I can't quite tell if that's an I or a lowercase L because it's really small type and I'm old. But it doesn't really matter right now because we are dealing with the action on the pitch. There is Schwint. I could tell it was an I that time. Up to Coronel, who gets it back from Santori. They're working it through the middle third. We're doing a pretty good job defensively this year, I've noticed as well. We very rarely give up multiple goals. If we do, we are scoring multiple goals as well. I believe Andre has kept 11 clean sheets, if I am not mistaken, this season. Shall we confirm, my friends? 11 clean sheets heading into this one. Hopefully he can continue it against São José. One of those teams that we don't have a ton of experience with. We didn't play them at all, as far as I can recall, when we were in Série C, and I don't believe they were in Série B last year. But then again, old memory, not what it used to be. Ball played in, off of the post, off of the crossbar. But the flag, once again, is up because São José just cannot seem to stay on side. But that's okay because it keeps it 0-0 40 minutes into this match. So we are coming closer and closer to the end of the first half. Edson Jose in control, gets around one man. His pass is almost picked off. Caio Henrique feeds it through. Vitores is in, beats the keeper, but it gets tipped wide. Diogenes getting just enough of that to keep it out of the side netting and to keep this a 0-0 score. 2 minutes added on in the first half are going to come and go without any worry. We have led the match in possession. They have actually outshot us, and their XG is higher, which is a very rare situation. So we're still in this, just keep working hard. I don't really like getting on this team. First off, it is a very young team. The oldest player out there is Gabriel Rosera at the age of 26. Our goalkeeper is only 19 years old. Can you believe that just 3 years ago came through our youth intake? We were like, yeah, you know what? He's almost as good as Saulo right now, so we might as well just stick him in and see how things go. We did survive the transfer window, by the way, as you obviously can tell, with Andre intact. We got a ton of offers. Aston Villa, Palmeiras, Como, AC Milan came through. Roma came through. But the whole time he was either like, I want Inter or I'm fine staying, or I want Chelsea and I'm fine staying. There was even a period where he was like, I'll take Man United or I'm okay staying. Ultimately, he's okay staying, and he's actually happy to stay at the club because of the run that we were on. Ironically, that came right after the loss and the back-to-back draws. So we were on probably our worst run of the season. We've got 15 minutes left to go. Let's take a quick look at the table. Vitória, they played already. They are at 68 points. So if we just draw, we are going to be only 1 point separated from second place. Ferroviário, 56 points. If we stay where we are right now, we are promoted. But what's more important right now is fresh legs and hopefully putting the biscuit in the basket. Marcus Antonio is coming in as our striker. We'll replace Caio Henrique with Mateus Conceição. And Vitores has not been playing very well in this match, so he'll be replaced by Paulo Alexandre. Sorry, Lionel Torqueta, if you're going to be apprehensive, you are not going to be playing on my team in what is the most important match of the series so far. 10 minutes left to go. All we need to do is hold off for a draw at this point, although Ferroviário, they still need to play. But if they win, that will mean they'll go ahead of Juventude, who we are 13 points ahead of. So either way, we are good. So nothing happened in this match. It was an absolute stinker, but 0-0, and the 1 point should be enough. And it is. Ituano promoted to Serie A, 69 points. We are guaranteed a top 4 spot no matter what happens now. But we've got Vitória right on our butts. 4 matches left to go. All we need to do is win out, and we are champions of Serie B.